They stood in silence, the overpowering atmosphere of the chapel almost stifling. Junpei, 7, and Snake simply stood, at a loss for what they should do next. What do we do now? He glanced over at Snake's wrist. Sure enough, he could see that the two in the bracelet on Snake's wrist. Wait. And if this mysterious person also had a number 2 bracelet... So there's 2 number 2 bracelets in the game. I think. Because the mysterious person also had to have scanned in to get killed in there. Yeah, we just get 5. We're stuck here then. Oh. Hey, I just remembered something. 7 began patting his pockets, as if he were checking to see if any of them held anything. What? What is it? I found something earlier. What did you find? This. He finally found the pocket he wanted, and his hand dove into it. 7 pulled out something round and metal. The number 0 bracelet. That could assist us. A bracelet. There was no mistaking the number glowing at them from the face like a cartoon eye. 0. Zero's bracelet? What the heck? Are you saying that 7 has the number 0 bracelet? Yeah. Where did you get that? Snake's question was innocent enough, but if he learned the truth, if he'd been able to see, he would have noticed 7 look away. Clover gave it to me. She did? Yeah. How did she come by it? Well, she found it. See? On the other side of the door 1, A deck, in the captain's quarters. She asked me to hold on to it, cause it was too big and bulky for her to be lugging around. It was a lie, and Junpei knew it. That was the other thing that he found on her. I haven't actually looked at it, didn't want to disturb the crime scene. Well, I did borrow one thing. And it was likely the bracelet. Alright, Junpei. Been nice knowing you. What? What? What's going on? Why is everyone crazy? Come on, man. I'm just kidding. Oh, good. Still, just in case, I want to make sure the 0 bracelet gets picked up by the red. Snake, give me a hand, alright? Without waiting for a response, he started walking towards the door. Junpei and Snake followed him quietly. Before long, they found themselves in front of the larger of the 2 doors. 7 and Snake put their palms on the red. Once they'd done that, 7 put the number 0 bracelet on the scanner panel as well. A third asterisk appeared on the screen. Now they just needed to pull the lever, and the door would open. So why did they do that? Error? What? Why isn't it opening? Well, the third asterisk lit up, so it must have registered the 0 bracelet. Maybe it isn't actually 0? Huh? What? That bracelet may not actually produce the number 0 when scanned. That is what I'm saying. Why don't we try a few different combinations? Perhaps we can determine what number that bracelet actually contains. With our limited set of numbers here, that might be a little difficult. But sure, whatever, it's not like we only have an hour left. Junpei nodded. They decided to use the following combination. Sure, let's just go with all of them. Snake plus Junpei plus 7 plus the mysterious bracelet. Also, I know I'm terribly over time in the video. But I know that I think I'm near an ending. So, ending now wouldn't be very good, I think. Unless I'm totally wrong and then this is going to be like the longest episode I've ever made. But that's okay. Snake plus Junpei plus 7 equals 14, which equals 5. So if this combination worked, then the bracelet's number is 4. However, so at the very least, we can eliminate that it's not 0, and it's not 4. So at the very least, we can do some elimination. Assuming that it has a number at all, of course. The door didn't open. The mysterious bracelet's number wasn't 4. Junpei continued. They decided... Let's try... Oh, no, not that. Let's try Junpei plus 7. And that would equal 3. So if this worked, then the bracelet is 6. So I'm going to write that down. Don't know if it's important or not, but I've got it. Okay, so it's 6. The bracelet's number is 6. It opened. Yes, so it would seem. 7 clearly hadn't thought their experimentation would produce anything useful, and looked rather confused. Snake was, as usual, calm and smug. So I guess that's useful. No, okay, so maybe the 0 bracelet isn't nearly as useful as we thought it was, in being that it's 0, but it does give us an additional number of 6, which could be useful for something. Junpei's forehead furrowed as he thought. That meant that the number for the mysterious bracelet was 6. But how could it be 6? The display on the bracelet clearly showed a 0. Suddenly, from somewhere far beneath them, they heard the creak and groan of tearing metal. With it came the sound of water pouring into parts of the ship that had, until recently, been dry. Oh man, that's not good. I guess their time's just about up, huh? At any rate, we know now that the door can be opened. Let's go. But, Snake, are you sure? Yeah, you know that only Junpei and I can go through this way. You needn't worry. I have a solution to this problem. My last resort, but if not, now is not the time, but if now is not the time for last resorts, then when? Last resort? Okay. So, are we just gonna leave with us two then, without him? Okay. So we just left them behind. I guess... Wait. So... I'm a little confused. Is Junpei not registered in the system? Is his bracelet still going off or something? Whatever. They were headed for the stern of the ship and had no time for distractions. Is their last resort they're attempting to get off the ship in the time before it explodes? Because if they do that, the bracelet would get deactivated. As they ran, Seven spoke. Gotta admit, you really surprised me there, kid. I couldn't figure out how the heck you were gonna get out of that one. How come you didn't do that right off the bat? As I told you, it was a last resort. Had I used it at the beginning of the game, I would have come under a great deal of suspicion. I imagine most people would have taken it to mean that I was Zero. Wait. It's because he has a prosthetic arm. Did he take his arm off? There's an idea. I think. I wasn't optimistic about my chances of making it out of here alive, let alone unscathed. I felt it was best to play my cards close to the chest, as it were. That way, if I were in a situation where there was nothing else I could do, I'd have a little trick up my sleeve. I'd just take my bracelet off. Snake's plan had been simple, but effective. He'd simply removed his bracelet. How? To Junpei it had looked as though Snake had simply crushed the bones of his hand until they were small enough to fit through the wristband. Of course, that would have been practically impossible, so how had he done it? My brother's left arm is not like a real arm. It's fake. Snake had slid the bracelet off and tossed it into the coffin. With it gone, he had little to fear from the numbered doors. He walked through the door easily, without authenticating. He stepped out of the other side, unscathed, and began running down the hall alongside Seven and Junpei. It all makes sense now. Those numbers added together do work. They kept running for a while longer, and eventually came upon a set of stairs, leading downward on the right side of the hallway. They stopped and peered down the staircase. As far as they could tell, it went all the way to the bottom deck. There didn't seem to be any flooding. They nodded quickly to one another and jogged down the stairs. So did Junpei just kind of forget about June and Santa, and Snake forgot about Clover? Is that what happened here? It took only a few minutes to make their way to the bottom deck. There was a single hallway in front of them, at the end of which was a single door. Junpei threw it open. Inside was a massive iron gate. A plate was affixed to the top of it. Incinerator. Incinerator? Oh my, that doesn't sound very pleasant. Do you see a lever near the gate, perhaps? Yeah, right over here. How did you know that? Well, I'd be happy to regale you with the story. I imagine it should only take half a day or so. Junpei grumbled, gave Snake a dirty look, and jogged over to the lever. Which would be, you know, if he was in the game before, it literally would take him about half a day to explain everything. I mean, in detail, anyway. If you pull it, the door ought to open. Got it. He pulled the lever down. I don't want to go in there. With the rumble of an ancient motor, the door opened. There was no need to hold back, and no time to hesitate. They pushed their way inside. Standing in front of them were Ace and Lotus. Oh my gosh, there's another 9 door here. Okay. Ace still held their revolver in his hand. It was still pressed hard against Lotus's temple. A small dark bruise had begun to form near the tip. Even from several yards away, Junpei could see that Lotus was shaking. She was terrified. But perhaps more interesting was what Junpei saw behind them. 9. Another number 9 door. But why? Why was there another one? The door stopped Junpei in his tracks. It simply shouldn't have been there. As his brain began to consider why, the whine of a warning klaxon filled the air, drowning out any thought. Warning. Warning. Emergency incinerator command has been acknowledged. This is why we don't go into the incinerator, kids. Automatic incineration will take place in 9 minutes. That's funny. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately. Oh my, how exciting. You've run quite a show here, Zero. A terrifying smile twisted Ace's face. What's the matter? Too frightened to understand? Here, let me explain. It's said that the incineration system is about to activate. In 9 minutes, this room will be engulfed in flame. Huh? Who are you? You don't recognize me? I'm hurt. It's me, Snake. Snake? Ah, yes, you are alive. I'm afraid your bizarre style had me confused. I'm quite glad to see you're alive. Ace's voice didn't change. Snake ground his teeth. If you don't mind my asking, how did you get here? Snake, Junpei 7. The 3 of you couldn't have opened a door with a 9. Did you use Clover's bracelet, perhaps? What? Oh, here we go. Ah, well, your reaction suggests that you did not. Hold on. Why did you think we'd have Clover's bracelet? Junpei felt his chest tighten. Oh, they haven't told you? Told me what? Clearly not. Normally, I would take some time and enjoy the moment, but I'm afraid my time is at a premium just now. I'll have to make this quick. Clover, don't do it, Ace. Keep your mouth shut. Clover, I said stop it! Don't listen to him, Snake. Junpei could feel his voice going hoarse, but Snake didn't listen to him. What happened to Clover? Ace looked at him. The corner of his mouth curled into the hook of a cruel smile. Clover died. The color left Snake's face. He shook his head weakly. No. That's not true. That's impossible. It's a lie. It has to be a lie. Oh, it's quite true. I can assure you of that. I killed her myself, you see. What? I'm sorry. Did I stutter? I killed her. Snake's face twisted into a mask of rage, mottled red rising to dot his pale skin. His entire body shook. He looked to Junpei disturbingly like a demon. I would have rather she died with less suffering. A bullet in her brain, perhaps, would have been ideal. Unfortunately, that would have made quite a bit of noise. Circumstances being what they were, I was forced to settle for the knife. The one the ninth man had, you remember. I believe I caught her just below the shoulder blade. I was rather lucky, in fact. My first thrust went right between her ribs. Her flesh was so soft. My knife slid in so easily. There was no resistance. That feeling was, I confess, I feel rather excited. It is a powerful memory. Someday, perhaps, I hope I can feel it again. Incineration will begin in 7 minutes. I'm going to kill you. Snake's words were a guttural growl, barely audible. I'm sorry, what? I'm going to kill you. Ah, so you're going to kill me. Please do. Come now, I'm waiting. Don't do it. Don't listen to him, Snake. Stop it, kid. He's screwing with your head. Is there a problem? What are you waiting for, boy? Don't you want me to send you to join your sister? Don't. Snake. Don't do it. But Snake could no longer hear them. Snake could no longer hear anything. Ugh! Snake moved like a bolt of lightning. His scream echoed through the incineration chamber, full of rage and despair. Snake! Snake! Another scream filled the room. It was Lotus. She ran across the room towards Junpei, her eyes wide with terror. Snake's ill-fated attack had loosened Ace's grip on her, and she made a run for it. She reached Seven and Junpei and ducked behind them. Junpei could feel her fingers on his arm, tight enough to be painful, keeping him between her and Ace. Incineration will begin in 5 minutes. Give me the woman. He raised the gun. I need her. Without her bracelet, I will be unable to open this door. Quickly now. I don't have time for your shenanigans. In the center of the room, Snake's body lay eerily still. He looked like a human larvae, prone and vulnerable on the floor. I see. Then, it would seem I have no choice. The rest of you must die as well. Fortunately, I have 5 bullets left. 1 for Junpei, another for Lotus, and the last 3 for that lump of an idiotic man you call Seven. I will take Lotus's body with me and leave this room. 4 minutes. Well, it looks as though our time together is at an end. I rather enjoyed playing with you. Goodbye. Junpei could see Ace's finger tighten. He could see it begin to squeeze down on the trigger. His body tensed, preparing for the catastrophic impact of hot lead against human flesh. Then it happened. Snake stood up. What? No, that's impossible. For the first time, Ace's composure broke. With obvious effort, Snake lunged forward, 1 step closer to Ace. Then another. He looked, for all the world, like a zombie. I'll kill you. I'll kill you. His voice was the mournful wailing of the undead. Stay away from me. Get back. Stop. If you come any closer, I'll... Get away from me. Little by little, Ace was retreating. Snake didn't stop. He continued his stiff, inexorable approach, his eyes twin pulls of pure fury. Listen to me. I said don't come any closer. You. Ace's revolver leapt 5 times. 5 times, the air in the incinerator was split by the crack of a bullet. Snake's body twitched as 5 clouds of blood and torn flesh leapt into the air across his body. A fine pink mist drifted from his body and disappeared. Snake made a strange sort of choking cough. And then his strength was gone. His legs crumbled and his broken and battered body slid to the floor. Incineration will begin in 3 minutes. But Snake wasn't done. Even as the pool of blood beneath him grew, he began to move. He half crawled, half slid towards Ace. Oh gosh. One bloody arm wrapped itself around Ace's leg, and the other gripped his thigh with strength that should have been long gone. You're a monster! Get off me! Let me go! Dang you! He kicked at Snake with his free leg, driving his foot into Snake's face, his arm, his shoulder. It made no difference. Snake refused to release him. Once a snake has ensnared its prey, rarely does it release it. This is it, Ace. We're going to burn to death together. What? Incineration will begin in 2 minutes. Ah! Dang it, dang you! Get off! Let me go, you monster! Okay, look. Think about it this way. My company owns a wonderful hospital. It has excellent doctors. You're not wounded too seriously. I'm sure they can fix you up easily. You don't have to die. You can be saved. Just let me go. Ha ha. Pathetic. Begging for your life? Then Seven and Lotus began to speak. Junpei could hear tears in their voices, and their words were strained. Snake, that's enough. You can stop now. Yes, he's right, Snake. You've done enough. Come on, Snake, let's go. Let's get out of here. You have to come with us. We have to leave together. Snake turned towards them. He coughed, and blood spattered across the floor. Then he smiled, a sad sort of smile. I apologize, but I'm afraid I can't do that. You'd best forget about me. You need to leave soon. I'm going to take him with me. Shut up. Be quiet. I couldn't save Clover. My sister died because of me. Perhaps this will begin to atone for that. Perhaps in the afterlife, she can forgive me. Now go. Go now. You have to go. Incineration will begin in 1 minute. We're out of time. We have to go. Seven ran towards the exit. Lotus followed him. But Junpei couldn't move. There were white lines down Snake's cheeks where his tears had washed the blood away. He was broken, body and soul, and Junpei felt as though half of his own heart had been torn out. His eyes stung, and he tried desperately to swallow to clear the lump in his throat. Junpei, what are you doing? You have to get out of here, now! Junpei's chest tightened, pulled taut by anger, misery, and a cold feeling of emptiness. Pure emotion surged through his heart, alongside the torrent of blood. He could feel it building, a tremendous wave growing taller and taller and taller. And then it broke, crashing down with thunderous force onto his shaken, unprepared mind. Snake! Snake! Junpei's rational mind was gone. He was driven by instinct now, and he launched himself across the floor at Snake and Ace. Or he tried to. Wait! Don't be an idiot, Junpei! He felt a hand grab him from behind. It was Seven. Before he had time to react, the larger man had pinned Junpei's arms to his sides, and was hauling him bodily back towards the door. No! No! I have to help Snake! 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 Get off me! Let me go! Incineration will begin in 10 seconds. Ugh! Ugh! 7, 6. Dang it, I don't got a choice, kid. Don't blame me for this, alright? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Gates 2 and 3 are locked down. Beginning incineration. Junpei felt Seven Fist bury itself deep in his stomach, and then his legs turned to mush. Seven scooped him up in the same motion and leapt through the door. It slammed shut behind them. Junpei struggled to shaky feet. He glanced over to see Lotus only a short distance away. Junpei ran to the door. There was a small window cut into it. Inside he could see Ace and Snake. Ah! Dang you all! Why? Why? Why me? I don't deserve this! Answer me! Answer me, Zero! Why? Why? Zero! Zero! What a bad way to go. Zero! Not gonna say that that wasn't unpleasant, but he deserved it. Well, what now? We're running out of time, I know that. He didn't know how much time had passed. He didn't know how long he stood there, in front of the incinerator. He looked to the side. Lotus's face was ashen, and, if not for the hand she put against the wall, Junpei didn't think she could have stood. Seven looked old, tired, and used. His eyes stared at the floor, seeing nothing. Junpei said nothing. He simply began to walk towards the open door, in the hallway they'd come down earlier. Hey! Wait, Junpei! Junpei, where are you going? He blinked when their voices broke the silence. He stopped. You stay here. I'll go get Santa and June. You're gonna bring them here? How? Don't worry about that. Just stay here and wait. Alright. He began to walk again. He looked over his shoulder and watched Seven and Lotus grow smaller and smaller. They stared back, not moving. He wasn't sure if they could. He turned around again. He knew where he was going. When they walked through the hallway earlier, he'd noticed an elevator at the end of the side hallway. If it still worked, then maybe... Before long, Junpei found himself in front of the elevator. Next to the door was a button with a triangle on it. He pushed it, and the door opened. Junpei was in the large hospital room. June! Santa! He kept calling and walked to the center of the room. Where did they go? But try as he might, he couldn't find them. Dang it! Where did they go? Increasingly frustrated and increasingly worried, Junpei left the large hospital room. He had no choice. He would have to look for them. Junpei's heart was heavy. He couldn't shake the feeling, but there was a part of him that felt that it would be wrong to, even if he could. With every step he took, his legs felt more and more like lead. I mean, where could they be? Could he not find them anywhere, I guess? Oh no, he's still looking. Sometime later, Junpei found himself at the chapel. He stepped inside, expecting to find nothing. But there on the red carpet in the center of the room... June! No, codenames didn't matter any longer. She was Canny. Canny! Junpei cried her name and ran. Like lightning he ran, across the room, towards her. Oh man, Canny! He stumbled to a stop. And this is why you don't leave June alone, Junpei. As he looked down at her body, lying so still on the floor, he felt the icy grip of fear upon his heart. She was still, so very still. No, it couldn't be. It was impossible. Slowly, Junpei bent down towards her. His hand shook, and he felt very cold and very hot at the same time. He forced himself to look. Her back was moving. Slowly it rose and fell. Relief washed over him. Kenny! Junpei reached down and gently, very gently lifted her up. Is she, like, stabbed, or is she just, like, passed out on the floor? Kenny! Kenny! Are you alright? Junpei... Her face was pale, and her lips were dry and cracked. Her eyes were blank and cloudy. They stared straight at Junpei, but saw nothing. Trembling, Junpei wrapped his arm around her back. She was cold. Very cold. Junpei tried to convince himself that it was only his imagination, but she felt as though she were fading away. He could feel his heart pounding frantically in his chest. Oh man, Kenny, what happened to you? You feel... Junpei, I'm sorry. Her voice was very faint. I might not make it. No way. No way am I gonna let you die. I'm gonna save you, I promise. Thank you, Junpei. Thank you so much. For everything. I was really happy to see you again, Junpei. Really happy. Don't give me that "I was" crap. You're gonna see me again lots more times. You just gotta hang on, alright, Kenny? Junpei, did you know... You meant a lot to me when we were kids. I've liked you for a long time. Okay, sorry, I had to make a quick cut. Junpei's vision had gone blurry. It took him a moment to realize his eyes were filled with tears. He could feel a piercing point of heat deep in his heart, like a white-hot flame. He looked down at Akane. Game over. There was a crack of static from above his head, and a voice spoke. Zero. You. Where are you hiding? Junpei frantically scanned the ceiling for the source of the voice. I am right here. I've always been close to you. What are you talking about? No matter. I will tell you again. Game over. This game is ended. No, it hasn't. I'm not gonna let it end yet. I'm gonna get out of here with Kenny. You can't. That is impossible. Why? Because you chose the wrong path. The wrong path? That is correct. Your path was inevitable, however. Admit defeat. Where there is shadow, there is light. Where there's light, there is shadow. So it goes. What are you talking about? It matters not. The loser has been decided. I told you, I'm not gonna lose. No. You misunderstand. You haven't lost. I have lost. What? Junpei didn't have time to ponder what that meant before. He heard the door slam shut behind him. He spun around. There was no one there. Was it Zero? Kenny, wait here. I'll be right back, I promise. She managed a single nod. Junpei laid her back down gently and leapt for the door. He yanked it open and shot outside. No one. The hall was empty. There was nothing moving anywhere. Dang it. He didn't want to leave Kenny alone any longer than he had to, so Junpei turned around and headed back to the chapel. And she's gone. Kenny? She wasn't there. She wasn't anywhere. She'd been lying there on the floor just moments before. And now she was gone. Oh, God. No. Where is she? Kenny? 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 Kenny! His cry split the heavens themselves. He screamed until his voice gave out. Then he screamed some more. But there was nothing. No answer. His voice faded away, and all that remained was cold, unfeeling silence. That was when he noticed it. A strange smell, one he smelled before. The smell of a peculiar white smoke. 9 seconds later, Junpei's mind winked out. What does that mean? Did he just get knocked out and then, like, drowned in the ship or something, or... I'm hoping to tell me afterwards, because I'm a little confused by that ending. Did the gas kill him? Was that a different type of gas? I don't know. Well, anyway, we've seen all this, so forget. Can I skip this? The end. Or is it? So, that was an odd ending. Not really sure what to think about that exactly, and I know... Seek a way out. Oh. Okay. That was weird. Okay, I'm gonna save my audio and I'll be right back. Okay, back again. So yeah, the audio saved fine and everything, so we're gonna save this here. And... Prologue. Oh, this was the ending with the safe in it. Wait, preview. What? I'm confused. What is this? Oh, this is that new thing that we got. So, I think what they're trying to say is the question now is not what's going on and how do we get out of this game, it's who did it or something? I don't know. I'm actually kind of curious if it replaced the intro video, so let me test that really quick as well. Okay, so it doesn't look like the intro video changed at all. What is this then? I don't understand what this is. Like, what is that? What does that mean? Anyway. But, next time we can do the begin with memory things like we usually do. Let me know where I need to go next and what I need to do, and... I'm a little confused. I don't really know how that ending went. So if anyone does actually understand that ending, and more specifically, no, please don't do that here. I know. Just sit here and it won't do that. If anyone knows that ending and the route that we took, like, understand some of the finer details, because I'm overall quite confused about a good portion of that. Like, I don't really know what was up with that. I understand that Ace went and killed everyone, but beyond that, I don't know. But yeah, so if you know what's going on, let me know, please. And let me know which way I should go for next, because obviously there's 2 more endings, I think. And I don't really know exactly what to do. So just let me know. Sorry about the extra long episode. It wasn't my intention. It just kind of went and kept going and going and going. But I had a lot of fun. I did have a lot of fun. And I don't know how well you could tell from the little webcam shots that I left in. But it's been quite a while. It's been like 2 hours, so it's kind of ridiculous. And I'm sorry about that. But that was 999, and next time we will continue on in the story, I'm assuming on another path. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!